Hello, Teaquilters. Today is Saturday, September 28th, 2024. It is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're here for live 2-hour sew and chat. So let me bring you all up on my device. I'll be using that one. I just need to mute this one. Let's see. Put that one over here somewhere. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? We'll put it right here. Bring you all up on this one. Whoops. This is my Wensleydale layout. We don't need it tonight. Whoops. Okay. I don't think I have volume on. Sometimes I come in here and I'm sewing and then I watch YouTube videos, but I don't recall being in here since last Wednesday. So let's go. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Okay. I'm trying to open up the live twice. Okay. Let's search. Make sure this volume is down again. Don't want any mishaps there. Skip. So I'm going to go out of this chat and come back in because I'm seeing comments popping up there that's not popping up on my phone. And we're going to go to settings. All right. So welcome everybody. Today I'm going to be working on this log cabin with a twist that has like a partial seam. GE Design showed this in a video that they posted last Saturday. And I don't know the name of this pattern. It's part of their Sew Sampler Saturday, third Saturday club or something like that. I just happened to see it and I knew how to piece it. So I just started piecing it. So I don't have any directions. I don't even know the name of the pattern. All I can do is refer you to third Saturday Sew Sampler video on GE Designs. It's a good run design. I don't know how you get this pattern any other way. I don't even, like I said, I don't even know the name of it. So I'm using this as my Christmas charity donation quilt. So, yeah. I've seen something similar to this before. But I just didn't do it. So this time when it came around, I said I'm going to do it. And so I'm just giving this away as a gift. So just put a little oil from the top. I need to switch. I was in here sewing bindings on Wednesday. And I haven't put my machine back to the way it should go. So I got color. Well, this thread is right. It's just the top. Okay. So that's even better. Because I thought I had to change this one too. It's just the top thread. I got blue in the top. Not that it matters when you're sewing something that's all colors, but there is some blue, but it's more like teal, turquoise or something like that. Turquoise. Not really. Okay. I always have trouble getting this thing to pop in without me taking the top tray out. Because I just do. It's like I have to be looking at it. I can't just feel and do it. Hoo-wee. Okay. Close that up so we don't get your bobbin is empty message all night. And just clean off the little dirt that I can pick off the top. I need to change everything. Whenever I do bindings, I like to change my needle. So I haven't done any of that. So it may be some popping. I don't know. Especially when you go from sewing something thick to sewing something thin. Okay. Just dropped my half square triangles for sewing extra pieces. So let's pick that up. Matter of fact, the little tip came off my thing. So we're going to open this back up and see if it falls out, because we don't want any mishaps. Okay. And should have done this before, but I didn't. Today we had scrap quilting club today. I had a couple of errands I needed to run, and then I took a little nap. The last few days, I've been having a lot of sinus issues. From all the rain, pollen's all falling. Leaves, some of the leaves are down from the rain. So, okay. Hopefully everything is out of here. I wasn't planning on cleaning it. It's amazing how something else in the universe, something happens and then you're cleaning it anyway. Dropped a little piece in there I needed to get out, so we may as well oil it now that it's out. All right. Okay, gotta get it to pop in here. Okay. Lock that. Okay. Cut that thread. All right. All right, got all of that done now. Half square triangles. Okay, let's see who's in the chat. We got Quilt Gal, who's at a Josiah, Joa Turner concert. Have fun. That is too funny. Sandy Agris here. Darcy is reminding you all to give me my thumbs up. So if you haven't already, while I've been here futzing around with this machine, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Just minimize your screen or just X out of the chat comments, and then you can thumbs up the video and come right back into the chat comments. So thank you, thank you. Also, if you don't know, I have a Facebook page, Teaquilts LLC. You have to answer 4 questions in order to be admitted into that group. Also, preferably have membership in another quilt group as well would be great. But go ahead and subscribe to that. Dee Branson's here. Irisel Lady, thank you for your thumbs up. Melody Kiefer, thank you as well. Vivian Calvey, Kim R, saw her today. Judy Smith, Pat DiPietro, welcome to the chat. I don't think I've ever seen your name before in the chat, not necessarily new to the channel, but thank you so much for commenting tonight. First time live with Miss T. See, I didn't even read it before, just saw the name. Brenda Perkins, Nikki B, Patricia Priest, thank you, Brenda, for your thumbs up. They say, welcome to Pat. Have fun with us. Severita James is here. T. Roberts. Sue GSD says, making it simple today. 270 days until retreat 2025. So that's other things that I've been working with because it's toward the end of the month now. So I've been working with retreat payments. I sent one notice out earlier, like Wednesday or Thursday. And so I hopefully will be sending another one out either Sunday or Monday. I try to take Sundays off. But sometimes since we're doing last end of the month stuff, if I need to, if the list gets very, very long, then I'll go ahead and send one out sooner than that. But hopefully by Monday, I'll send out another payment thing for people that I've received. So thank you for that. People making their payments. Kevin the Quilter's here. Got to see him today. Talking about still awaiting payment from helping you today. You already got payment. Thank you. And you knew you were working for free? What you talking about? Bonita Nance is here working on breast cancer quilts. So cool. Sharon Lewis is here. That's what Kevin was helping me work on today, Sharon. We were taking your quilt apart. I had been working on it in increments, and I thought that I could take your quilt when I go out to quilt places and take it apart. But people will not leave me alone. When I'm out, it's like I have so many other things to do, and I look up and I've only taken out like 1 or 2 repeats of the pattern the whole time I've been there, the entire day almost. Because I've taken it to Scrap Club about 3 or 4 times, and I've taken it to So Busy meetings too. And it's like every time I go, it's like we have a big meeting. I have to do a lot of writing, so I can't use my hands to rip. So yeah, so that's what's going on, Sharon. We working on it, girl. Francis Jackson is here from rainy, cold Michigan. Yeah, girl, I'm wishing this rain now would go. It's too much because it's messing with my sinuses. That's the only reason. I'm sure our lawns appreciate it. Carissa Renninger is here. Claudette Hall, Ray Mahone. Thank you, sir, for your thumbs up. Lana Dean is here. Harriet Susan Franklin. Delia Castro Short. Janice Miller. Sheila Willis. Oh, Sheila says that's my quilt. Hold on. Because I didn't even look. No, this is Miss Vivian's quilt. You sent me a quilt, Sheila? This is Miss Vivian's quilt. I didn't even look because my husband just handed me the box. And Miss Vivian, how come your box is so heavy? OMG. Michelle the quilter is here, so welcome, welcome. Saying hello to a lot of y'all. Melina Montoya is watching tonight. Tracy Middlebrook is here saying good evening. Hello, Remo JS. She says, please show your love and support. Stop lurking. We don't bite. Thumbs up and subscribe. Your Facebook answers to questions. Oh, answer the questions to join. That's what she's telling you. Jacqueline Mason is here. And hold on. Nikki says her sinuses are bugging too. Yep. Had an asthma attack at work cutting grass and cats. Bad stuff. Girl. I'm sure hope I'm not. My daughter had asthma as a kid. She kind of grew out of it, but she's like allergic, has sinus reactions to almost everything. But I don't feel like she has asthma right now. But I'm hoping I don't develop it. I don't know if you can develop it as an adult, but I know she had it as a child. So it runs in the family somewhere. Maddie Barnum is here. Nikki B. Saying she... Jeanette Yeager says, hope y'all have a lovely night and wonderful week of sewing. Well, thank you, thank you. Chris Smith Calavo is here. C Joy Creations. I must have missed something from Remo because people are saying something about her community. So I got it on all messages, but I may have missed it. So sorry about that. Oh, goodness. Where am I with these comments? I thought I was almost finished. Hold on, let's see. Let's see. Francis says her rent's paid. Thank you. Linda Gray is here. Welcome, welcome. Deborah Sims Brown, Pamela Ebell, Ingrid Bowers. Saw your retreat payment. I haven't responded to anything yet. I've been out all day and then running my errands in between that I had to run for Saturday and then took a nap. You know, girl be tired. Especially when I'm a night owl. So I'm up late. I didn't go to bed till like 3 and had to get back up at 7 in order to get stuff prepared for a scrap club. So I had only 4 hours of sleep overnight. I'm one of those people, I can get up and I can be functioning, but I do need to come back and get some sleep. If I don't get 6 hours of sleep, I need at least 6 hours of sleep to survive. Yeah, she said, yes, it took a turn. 40 days, no rain. We had 60 to 80 miles. Ooh, girl. And I know that Helene did a lot of damage in a lot of different areas. Georgia, South Carolina, I think North Carolina got some too. So it's a lot. So it's a lot going on. Florida got a lot. So, and I know it turned. It was supposed to go one direction, ended up turning. I think they even said it went into Virginia, I think, which is very close to going towards North Carolina. So, woo-wee. Hi, Vanessa Brown. And oh, Sheila said that the one that I'm making to give away, that's her quilt. Okay, Sheila, I got it confused, girl. Leetta Bryan is here. It's ragweed season and I suffer from sinus issues. I feel like anything that's tree related, for sure. And then I do have some grass issues, but I can get over the grass issues if I wear a mask. And not out there very long. So I do try to go out and I'll, go outside or trim. I try to keep this one bush trimmed that I like, one of my burning bush. I try to keep, no, it's not a burning bush. It's some kind of Japanese something. It's a red tree. It turns red in the fall. So I try to keep that one trim. And it's like, I can't be out here in this mess. Can I donate bag making patterns for the retreat? Yes, you can donate anything. For people that haven't come to retreat, I have, if you got things that are new or like new, they can be used patterns, as long as you got all the parts, because we don't want to give somebody something and then they don't have all the parts. So we're not looking for like trash, but like used patterns, or even new patterns, or anything in your sewing areas that you're not going to use, you're more than welcome to donate that to Teaquilts. I do put in there that you donated. I have like a list of people that, or companies that have donated to Teaquilts Retreat. So that goes to all the participants as well. And what I do is at retreat, this time I didn't bring the books because I brought so much other stuff, and I was like, I ain't got time to go through books right now. But I got a lot of people that donate books, and so then I'll go through them and try to get, because sometimes they donate books and it has all kind of subject areas in there. So I try to go through and make sure that they're some kind of craft related, not just like sometimes I might get cookbooks or something like that, and I know some people might be interested in that, but right now I'm just trying to get rid of the quilt books. And so I'll give people I have a table. It's a free table. And then I put all of that stuff on the free table. And I've even bought patterns. Last year I bought patterns. Somebody was moving and didn't want to move all the paper, so I went to her quilting sale and I bought all of her patterns in bulk so I could bargain with her for a price. And so what I did last year was or this year, not last year, but this retreat, I put them all on the table out there for free. And then people can go and pick and choose what type of pattern they want. So anything where you can sew something, it's a welcome item. So I appreciate anything. And like I said, I tell people they can get like up to 2 patterns, 1 book. And then after that, I pack everything up towards the end of the retreat, because sometimes people just might want to read a book and then they'll take that book and recycle it back to the table, because I do that. I read quilt books like fiction. I'll read it from front to back just to see what's in it, and then I'll say, I'm not going to really do anything, and then I'll go put it back on the table. So it's kind of like you have a quilting library at retreat the entire time, and then you only take home no more than 2 patterns and 1 book. But you're more than welcome to read other stuff that's on the table, and you can put it back or replace. You can get 1 book and decide you like another one better. You can do that as well. So that's kind of how that works, and that prevents somebody from just coming to the table and swiping everything off the table. So I try to just make some general rules. But anything that you donate to retreat would be greatly appreciated. And then in addition to the book and pattern table, doing retreat, I have 2 drawings. One drawing is where I try to have where I'm giving out a notion item. So things like from Missouri Star Quilt Company that you don't want, you got a Christmas box and you got some stuff you don't want, you can donate that. I'll take that, and I'm donating mine to somebody else when I should be donating it to my retreat. But we got this stash or pass that I've been doing the last 2 years, so I'll keep doing it. But and then I also have a second drawing where they get some type of fabric item and or batting. So that's how retreat door prizes work. I got my fan on low. It needs to come on high because I've unplugged my other fan because I took it to retreat today. To scrap club today. So yeah, that would be greatly appreciated. And I have a feeling that my chat comments have stopped. So I'm going to go out of chat again, and it's going to make me have to come back, because whenever I have all comments, it stops my chat. Settings. So let me go back and find the last comment I read. People saying prayers for Miss Vivian. June Hansen is here. Dolores Feltz. Japanese maple. Thank you, Kevin. Because I'm like, and Nikki was helping too. Yeah, it's like I can never remember the name of the tree because I want to say it's the burning bush, but that's not. I have that in my backyard, and then I have the Japanese maple in my front yard. But since it's right at the front door, that's the one I trim. My husband does the rest of our yard work. He never touches that tree. So then I'll go out there and do that one. And it's kind of one of those things that's kind of hard to groom, especially when you don't know what you're doing. So I just go cut branch by branch. I first cut out everything that died from the previous year and then let it go from there. So I trim it every spring. Carissa says, I'm allergic to all trees and tree nuts. I get hives from grass if I'm in it for too long. So I don't think I'm that bad, but after I'm in there for a while. Hey, Becky Bramlett, welcome to the chat. Cheryl Knuckles is here. Kevin's in the middle of making 4 patches for Winston's Ways, a Bonnie Hunter pattern. Tracy says, what's the name of the jelly roll pattern or the block that's hanging on your board? I don't know a name. I was just talking about that. You're going to have to go to GE Designs YouTube page. It was this month, September, last Saturday. They had third Saturday sew along sampler box, whatever they call it. It's got third Saturday in it. They were doing a video talking about that. It's some type of club. And they were not showing how to make it. It's not even Good Run was out of town. So it was somebody else. I don't know if it was her mom or somebody that works for her. I have no idea. They just showed what was going to be in the sew along thing. I saw the picture, and so then I just made it because I knew how to make it. I've seen it or something similar somewhere else, and then I forgot to make it. And I go, you know what? I'm going to make that. So then I just sat down and made it. I have no pattern. I know no name. All I know is it's a variation of a log cabin, but it has a partial seam. So I have no help. I'm no help. So this is the block here that I saw. And then I'm only showing you the second block. It's the same block, but it's just showing you some of the other colors that are in the fabric. And there is like a kind of a muted lime green in here as well. And I'm not sure if that's going, yeah, I see it now sitting in some of my pieces, but I didn't want to sit here and show you the same block. I've sewn 14 of 20 blocks already. And I have 6 more to sew. So this is just a jelly roll quilt. And from the jelly roll, you pick 4 pieces. And I cut my pieces in the order that I wanted to sew them. So you have, you need 4 jelly roll pieces. And then you make a block. But from those 4, you got enough to make 2 blocks. Now you can mix these so that you make 1 block one way, then go back and make another block another way with something else, like mix it with 4 others. The other 2 with something else so that you wouldn't have any duplicate blocks. But for me, I had duplicate fabrics. Let me see if I can find the fabric. This fabric here, they got this in about 8 or 9, maybe 10, I don't know, pattern colors. And they put 2 of these in there. So I had duplicates, either 8, 9, or 10, I can't remember. And so it was going to be difficult for me to mix. It would have been easy for me to mix the 4 pieces to make different blocks, but it would have been difficult for me to then put those blocks together. So what I'm doing is I'm making 2 identical blocks so that I can put the first 10, lay those out, get them in order. And then once I like that order, I can just repeat that order with the next 10 blocks when it comes time for me to lay these blocks out. Because I didn't want all those issues trying to lay blocks out. So that's why I'm making 2 of the same block. You don't have to, though. pattern, I have no idea. Okay, Carol Williams is here. Remo, she getting on me. She said, "But you keep on skipping. Read what I wrote for Miss Vivian. She fell." Oh my God. Oh my God. I know she did tell me I could open her box. I'm getting to that once I get through the chat comments. Sharon Lewis, they were saying they're sorry about Miss Vivian. So sorry. I knew she had fallen earlier, but I didn't know she had fallen again. And when we were at retreat, I was like constantly telling her to be careful. She was so excited, and I look up and she wouldn't even have her cane. I was like, Miss Vivian, I had my mother's scooter that I had because I found from doing retreats, if I'm walking, well, I'm prepping stuff heavily the week before retreat. So I'm getting stuff packed up, moving all these boxes. So I'm on my feet the whole time. Then the day before, I'm packing it into the vehicles that we're bringing. And then the day of, I'm unpacking, and then I'm setting up stuff at retreat. And I'm on my feet the whole time I'm at retreat. Every time somebody comes in, I'm making sure I try to greet people and stuff like that. I'm on my feet the whole time. And by the time Thursday come, I look down and my feet are starting to swell because I've been standing on my feet for over a week straight now. So I bring my mom's scooter now to retreat. And I even say, Miss Vivian, you want my mom's scooter? She told me, no, I'm okay. She was, and it's good to exercise, but she had me worried at retreat. So prayers for Miss Vivian, you guys, and her husband that, got to help take care of her, So, oh my goodness, that's terrible. Oh my goodness. Hi, Joe Carmel Perkins of Quilts by Carmel. She says, love the fabric colors in your block. Yeah, this is one of those jelly rolls that I bought, I go through my stash too. And so I was like, I'm going to put this into the giveaway pile. And it's been in 2 retreats for me to give away, and I haven't given it away. And so even when I went to go get a jelly roll to make this quilt as a donation quilt, I still didn't want to use it, even though it's not my colors. Now I know why, because as I'm sewing them and looking at them, it's one of those quilts that's kind of gender neutral. And I think maybe that was probably why I was holding on to it. And then I decided that was something that I wanted to give for a drawing. I don't want to give a Christmas quilt in December that you got to put up. So I am going to be donating this quilt. And I'll do a separate email about it. A separate video posting about it once I get a little further along. It's it's not Christmas time yet, so we'll talk about that later. But I'm trying to work on it so that it'll be done by Christmas. So that's why I'm working on it. And I needed a break from row cotton bowl because it's time for me now to start working on the borders. You're welcome, Tracy. So Lisa's Quilting Corner is here. Welcome, Lisa, to the channel. Thank you so much. Rhonda Barlow. A lot of people are praying for you, Miss Vivian. So, yeah. Miss Vivian's box. So I put this out here because I got a question about it. So let's see. I do not like pink edges because I feel like it's all over my face. So I'm really glad to be getting this done. But I'm working on another jelly roll project that has pink edges too. So I'm still not getting away from them, but it'll be less. And I got this fan on high, so it's not helping. Okay. I got Miss Vivian's address on the other side, so I'm trying not to show that side. Oops. 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 She too funny. The only note she got in here is 2 layers of batting. I'm assuming you want 100% cotton batting, warm and natural. Is that what you want, Miss Vivian? And this box is heavy. Ugh. Whatever quilt she got is heavy. That's all I know. Or big. Or both. Okay, let's see. I was trying to see if she had a note in here, and there isn't. I'm just writing your name on this bag. That's what I'm doing. Because I'll take it out the bag, and then the bag will be laying around because I've got the backing and the top on the machine, and then it's like, I don't know where her bag is. Now, it's not going to fit back in her bag to go home, but I like to send it back so people can recycle their bags, especially when you've got big bags. So, okay. Okay. So she has scooch over 2. All right, and it's made with African fabrics. I think I've seen her post this before, but I thought she had already quilted this. Miss Vivian does quilt her own quilts. She said this top is 90 by 98. Ooh. She got that in here. Another piece of paper falling out. We never know what we're going to get. Might have some surprises. Now, y'all know I don't have that big of a space. But scooch over 2 is a vertical design. And you can see where, let me show you on this side. Because I'm not going to be able to show you the whole thing. And it's huge. So you can see where you have the brown panel and then you have a white panel. And what happens is this white is the same size as this, and your blocks are intermingling in between the white and brown, but you can still see the brown rows and the white rows. And that's why it's called scooch over 2. They do have a pattern by BK Designs, BQ Designs. I think it's BQ Designs. It's called scooch over, and then they came out with a pattern called scooch over 2. Now, I've never made scooch over, but I do love scooch over 2. I've made this on my channel I was sewing in some of the live chats. I like it because this is the quickest quilt that you can make that looks so complicated. When somebody asks me to make them a quilt and they don't give me a pattern, I make scooch over 2. Especially if I pull fabrics that are non-directional, I don't have to worry about it at all. And if it's directional, I just got to make sure that stuff is right side up before I piece it, or make a block where I'm kind of reversing the block if it's going to be in depending on what spot it's in. But I try not to use directional prints when I make this, but it is gorgeous. So I wanted you to see this because the brown stands out more than seeing it with the white. You see the white in there now. So it's like the blocks have gotten out of line. And so that's why it's called scooch over 2. So that's the quilt front. And I'm pretty confident I'm not going to get this back into the bag, but you know, right now on the live, but we'll do our best. And then this is her backing, and what she did was she pieced it's a piece backing because I'm looking at this right here. I'm not going to be able to open all of this up, so she's already got that in here. And then we've got some floral fabric in here, so she's like using whatever scraps she's got left. Some brown is in here right there. So, and I'm not going to open it up anymore. But she's got her back, and then she's put all the leftover pieces from that she had cut from the front. She put them into the back. I see some African prints in the middle. So, yeah. So, she's got quite a few prints in here. I have no idea how this is going back in here, but okay. Let me see if Remo told me about the batting. Let's see. She says thank you from Remo, from people that's praying for her. She wants 100. Okay. And she already had told me, I didn't know she wanted 2 bats. I had talked to her. She had already put it in the mail. I'm like, okay. So she had put it in the mail, and then she let me know. So I knew it was coming. I didn't know she wanted 2 bats, and I didn't know she wanted, oh, she had the size in here. So let me write that on here. 2 layers of batting. I ain't gonna be able to see that pencil on here. -28, 24, and 100% cotton. All right, and then stick all of this in the bag. One heavy box. Kevin talking about this and that design. I do know that this is Scooch Over too. I just don't know who made it. It's BQ Designs, if I'm not mistaken. Kevin, leave me alone. Remo says, she said, look in the box. Oh. She sent a gift in here. She sent some soap that she made. Ain't that cute? Smells like the oatmeal for right now, because I didn't open it. That's what it smells like. Thank you, Miss Vivian. Yeah, all I did was I just got the bag out because the box was so heavy. I had to let the box drop. They say that her quilt looks pretty. Yeah, and I'll show it. I am going to start back, putting up videos. I've started back recording, the deck photos for show and tell of customer quilts and things like that too. So once it's quilted, it'll be added. I also, I was waiting till, I haven't been home. Well, I've been home, but like I said, I was sick. Thursday, I was at home all day. I can't remember if I went anywhere Thursday. I know I was supposed to go pick up my mom's food box, and my quilting friend Jeff picked it up for me and took it to my mom's house because I was not feeling well. So that was really nice of him. I can't remember going outside on Thursday because of sinus. And then Friday, I had a friend from out of town, and I had a lunch appointment with her. So I went to that and came back and got right back in bed. So it's just sinus issues, and I've taken medicine, but it's just, like today I had to take medicine twice when I should be only taking it once a day. So when it's just high allergy season, it just affects me that way. All right. So. Beautiful work as usual, Miss Vivian. Thank you, Remo, saying that I had the pattern name. I know the name of the pattern, but it was the designer, so glad. Beautiful quilt, and your soap is awesome too, Miss Vivian. I won one and love it. Uh, Deborah Sims Brown's saying get well to people, and June Hanson's need to go. Have a good night. So good night, June. So yeah, so now I'm just gonna start. We're gonna start out by making 4 patches. It's 8:46. Haven't sewed a stitch. I told y'all it takes. That's why I don't read the chat comments sometimes on Wednesdays when I gotta sew, because I only have an hour on Wednesday. It takes me 20 minutes or more just to get through the chat. Okay. And then I had to sit up here and clean and play with this machine today. Okay, so now it's not sewing. Like, girl, what you doing? Why aren't you sewing? So let's get a scrap, because we don't want to mess up our stuff. Like, did I not have something put back in here? It's rolling. I don't know what's up with that. Let's try again. It's not feeding. Like, why aren't you feeding? Okay. And then it's locking up when I went to cut. So something's off with how something is put together. Yeah, it's not, the bobbin is not working right. So it's not in there right. You know, the problem that I have with the bobbin. All right, so we'll take that out. Open this up. Take this back out. I've got all kinds of bobbin thread here. The needle is going down. It's not hitting anything, so that's fine. Making sure that part's right. Okay. My bobbin is in there the right orientation. And it's properly threaded. And I may have to take the top cover off again. Okay, seems like it's in there. Second time. And if it don't sew, this is going to be one of those nights where I'm going to just cut it off. Because I am not going to be playing with this machine. It seems like it's awfully tight on the hand wheel. I guess I just had to threaten it because now it's sewing. It wanted to be threatened, I guess. Hi, Claudette Bettis. Welcome to the chat, lady. Miss seeing you Wednesday. I know you don't get home sometimes. Hi, Gwendolyn Spalding. Looking forward to your video. So thank you. Welcome. So again, I'm working on a pattern by GE Designs. I have no idea what the name of it is, or that's where I saw it last. And I saw it on the last Saturday's third Saturday sew sampler, sew along, something like that. It's a video that they showed it, and I just decided to stitch it. So I won't be giving any sizings, any no cutting dimensions. I'm just going to be sewing this block because it's going to be a quilt that I'm giving away. And I just wanted you all to see me piecing the something that I'm going to give away. So I have no other information. You can check her YouTube page, last Saturday's video, and you can find all the information you need there. Because I have nothing. Okay. We forgot the most important part was we got to iron. Bye, Judy. All right, get this heated up. It's gonna take a minute the first time I press it. And I may as well just go ahead and sew one of these little half square triangles, because while we're waiting, may as well get the next piece off so it can be ready too, because we have nowhere to go. Now, when I was sewing them before, I was doing like 2 blocks, but 2 sets as well at a time. But I'm not going to do that on the live chat. I'll save the last 2 sets to sew maybe tomorrow by myself, because I'm not chatting, because I'll start chatting and have too many pieces all over the place. So today I'm just going to sew 1 set, but make both blocks at one time, because they're identical. Hi, C-Rex. See, nothing makes a machine act right than a thread. Right, it's like, if you don't want to sew tonight, I'm like, I'm not all for it. I'm like, I got a slight headache. I'm not finna sit here and play with Bernina. Miss Bernie is what I call her. I call my machine Bernie, not for Bernina, but for Bernie Mac. So that's why my machine is called Bernie. I don't think I ever told you all that, because I knew most people would assume it was for Bernina. But now you know. You never know. It might be a question you get asked one day. I'm just saying. Kevin, you know you and Jason are just 2 complete hot messes. Don't come in here talking about where is Jason Lewis. He already know Jason said he wasn't gonna be in here tonight. He just being messy. He wants to get Jason in trouble. I did tell Jason he was in trouble though at Scrap Club meeting. I did let him know he was in trouble. Because then he had the nerve to even leave Scrap Club early today. All right, let's see. I could twirl these seams, but on this pattern, it doesn't matter because everything is a partial seam, so I'm not going to waste my time. So I have 2 4 patches, like that. Jason Teaquilts card about to be revoked. Mine's or Jason's? Like, I'm confused. So I need the gold pieces next. So I'm gonna sew this gold piece on here, but it's longer than the piece. So I am going to sew half of this seam. I'm just gonna get past the fat quarter seam, and then I'm gonna sew off and do the same thing to this. And because I'm only working on 2 blocks at a time, I got my smallest half square triangles, 1 inch finish, so I'm just using those to get my pieces off from under my needle. And all right, take these off. We don't care about pressing the half square triangles right now. But we're going to press the upper part of this seam just so I can put the next piece on. And lay this one out. We're not even pressing the entire seam. So this is what I have. I'm going to turn it 1/4 turn and add my next fabric on. Right here. Take this off. And again, sew a piece on top. Like I said, I'm making 2 duplicate blocks. You don't have to do that. I'm doing it because it's going to be easier for my layout in the end because I got duplicate jelly roll strips. Okay. Small triangle to get that off. So I can press. These are the tiniest little things I've ever sewed in my whole life. 1-inch finish, half square triangles. I have made a 1-inch finish tessellating T block. So it was T upside down and right side up. So it used 2 fabrics. So it was T in the white fabrics and T in the print fabrics. That was tedious, but it was paper piece too. I was holding onto bigger chunks and then I trimmed them off. Rotate 1/4 turn. This is what I have. So rotate 1/4 turn. Hi, Phyllis G. She's telling everybody to hit the thumbs up button. Thank you. Hi, Barbara Bruce. Welcome, welcome. Oh, y'all trying to get Jason in trouble. Saying he's probably working on Step It Up by this and that patterns, right? Oh my goodness. I went to Scrap Quilting Club today feeling really good because I actually had a lot of show and tell, and I even had a customer's 2 quilts, and one girl was hand sewing on one of the quilts, a 3rd quilt that I quilted. I'm waiting for her to finish that part so I can get this lady back her 3 quilts. But I might take her the 2 that I have. If it gets sunny outside, because I just left them in my car. If it gets sunny outside, I'll take her quilts. If we stay overcast, then I'll keep them until I get the other one back. But I need to, I'm going to drop those off. Because once I quilt quilts, they get bigger. And I don't have room for all of that when I start adding the batting into that. So I'm going to drop off the 2 I have if it gets sunny again before I get the other one back. She got halfway through. It's a bed-size quilt she hand sewing the binding on. She got halfway through it today. So my block. So yeah, cute. All right, let's put this one on. And rotate and put this one on. All right, almost got the first round done. Which is what you call the when you go completely around a log cabin for my newbies to quilting. Every once in a while I find one of these pieces of fabric that has a front and back side. So I'm always looking before I sew something. I like to make sure, but this is so little, I doubt if anybody could see if it's on the wrong side. All right, most African prints are in cars, which are two-sided, but I do still sometimes find on some prints there is right and wrong sides. I don't consider them to be in cars, but that's how they still sell them. But, you know, because I don't know it until I get them. To me, they're just an African print. All right. Look at that. This is what I got. Now I'm going to go finish the seam that I started. And then just sew off when I overlap it a little. Oops, I didn't press this one good underneath. Get you to conform. I'm one of those people that, you know, I really know it doesn't matter as much, but I'm still looking, okay? It's just in my nature because I want it to be right, but I know for sure that I'll get through and find some after the fact that's on the wrong side. And that'll be okay because I know it doesn't really matter, but I'm still looking when I can control something. All right, so we're going to press these one by one. We got this partial seam. This is when I check to make sure my partial seam looks good, because sometimes you can come back and sew crooked and your partial seam does not look good. So all right, this is what I have now. And then I've got to put one more round on here. So that's what's next. Let's start with the fabric that's sitting on top. Start sewing and then just sew off. And it don't take long to sew these because I remember me saying it was 840 something. I still been reading comments. And I'm doing the second round of the block, so that's cool. It doesn't take long. Phyllis is reminding everybody to hit the thumbs up, so thank you, Miss Phyllis. Patricia says, the pattern is strip cocoon. I just looked it up. Thank you, because I had no idea. I was in bed and I went back and rewind and I just did not hear them say that. And maybe because it was so different. Thank you. That was Patricia. Thank you. Thank you. So people can find it. I'll type it here so you can see it with a moderator thing. GE Designs, she said strip cocoon. I think that's what she said. Hold on. Oh, strip, just strip. Thank you. Because I didn't want to have to go back through an hour video again, because I had already watched it twice, and I guess because I was in bed. I saw it and I was not feeling good. I was in bed because I think it was after Saturday's live, and I told you all I wasn't going to do anything. I went and got in bed, started watching videos, and then she comes up. And so I tried finding it, but I couldn't see it. So, and I didn't want to go back and watch it a third time. So, and like I said, the video just talks about how to get it. So it should be something on her. You can just go to her page, and you should be able probably to buy the pattern. Thank you, Patricia. Where do you get African print fabrics? From my website, from my sales stash. Miss Vivian is sending you a 2XL bag. She said to me, for what? Why? A 2XL bag. Okay. And I'm sure she'll have a note in there. Teresa, I said welcome to her, just making sure. That's not a snail's trail. No. Snail's trail is made starting off with like a square and a square, and then you putting various colors of quarter square triangles on them. So it's not the same. Quarter square and half square, it just depends on which round you're on. So no, it's not the same. See, this one was on the wrong side. Sometimes there's a distinct side that looks a little darker. But with these pieces being so tiny, it's hard to see unless I get it right up under some light. Again, it wouldn't matter if I sewed the other side, because you never know looking at the front. But since I know, you know, I know. So yeah. How many of these have I sewed on? 2. Just sewed the gold one on. Thank you, Remo. Says T sell African fabric. Thank you. One thing that I sell on my site, I recommend people get, is the 30 fat quarter bundle. It's like 10% off of buying fat quarter bundles by themselves. And then, you know, I go to the store and fat quarters are like $4 a yard. I don't even think I price mine to start at $4 a yard. So, I mean, $4 for a fat quarter. So I recommend you get that, because if you know you're going to make a lot of quilts, you can make a lot of quilts. Say you want to make an African queen, you can make a African queen quilt with 30 blocks and all the girls and boys, because you can put men in them too, African king. They'll all have different outfits. And then you got so much fabric that you can do so much other stuff with. Even cutting out scooch over too, you need a big chunk of fabric that you cut out of it, and that's all you cut out of the fabric. So you've got all the rest of it that you can use for different scrap quilts, making using African fabric. So that's what I really recommend people buy. And if you bought it, I'm going to have to sit down and cut fat quarters, so it's going to cost me some work, because I think I just sold the last one. But I'm going to be cutting more. I'm going to be vending somewhere, hopefully, if I get the information. I haven't gotten it yet. So I'm waiting on that information about vending. So, but I'm planning on cutting more kits and stuff. 30 fat quarter kits. But, you know, you can buy like them in sets of 4 too. You can buy half yard bundles. You can buy 1 yard 4 bundles. I need to take off my block. And the reason why I'm doing this is I just don't like cutting my thread. I've been like this from the time I started quilting in 1994. I do not like wasting thread. So I sew onto something else so I don't have to cut my thread. Patricia says you're welcome. What is her page name for the GE Designs is what I just put up there. So Google GE Designs. She's the lady that makes the stripology ruler. That's where I was looking at stripology videos. And then that's how this popped up. I was looking at her stripology videos. Good night, Della. Oh, I mean, Delia, I'm sorry. She might be leaving, so it look like she's saying night, everyone. I think that's good night for like I'm out. Because she already said hi to everybody, so. Okay. Put that up here. Sewing my last one on this block. So it took about a half hour to sew the 2 blocks. While I'm talking to you guys. But normally what I do is I come in here and I'll either watch something on YouTube or I'll watch my television. And like I said, I did 4 blocks at a time. So when I wasn't live. All right, we're almost back to finishing off this seam that we started with. All of my pieces are on except for that partial seam. And I don't know, maybe I'm going to block Kevin tonight. Talking about there she goes, telling Kim, there she goes again with thread management. And Kim, right behind them getting blocked, talking about right. I trimmed at least 1 inch of thread waste today on each seam. Crazy. Right, girl. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Oh my God. Kim says she's watched me on my videos and she just be cracking up at me with thread management. Not even fabric, thread management. Yep. I think I'm worse about the thread than I am the fabric. All right, those blocks are done. Sew this off. Good thing about only doing 2 at a time is I get to make more of the smaller half square triangles I need for another project. Okay. Go away, Kim. Sue Allen is here saying hi to everybody. Talking about I ain't blocking him. Miss T can't live without your quilty best friend forever. Until you're blocked. All right, here's my block again. I made 2 of the same fabric block, so they're exactly the same. Really pretty. Just going to stick this up here for now and grab, I'm going to make the 4 patches for both sets now. This set go together. Don't want to get them all discombobulated here. This one's got that same swirl in it. This one doesn't matter. So I'll go ahead and make these 4 patches for the next. I only got 4 more blocks to make. I had a total of 6 that needed to be made. What time is it? 9:18. But we can at least get the 4 patches made and probably get the first rounds on them. And then I will take just 10 blocks and I'll figure out how they can lay out in the quilt top without touching the same fabric at least. I don't care if it's a same type of print because, you know, it is a, I don't consider these scrappy quilts even though I use a jelly roll because they're using a fabric line, and so you're going to have the same color. So I don't care if the same color touches, but I don't want the same fabric to touch. So I will have to lay this quilt out. This would be a great quilt to use up leftover jelly roll strips with. Even if you have half a jelly roll strip, because you get 2 out of a block. So you could even use half jelly roll strips would be great. Last set. People say love the colors. Thank you. Good night, Pat. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Darcy, for reading the chat and welcoming in new members and telling other people good night as they're leaving. I appreciate that. I gotta get this lab. Uh-oh. I've done that set of 20. Okay. I'll get another bag. I guess I should count them. This is not 20. They slid up under my bigger pieces. So we will put you right here. and put the ones I've sewn already in a bag. And we will continue with these. That's trying to move up. I have not sewn 20. I didn't think I had. I was like, that's fast, because I only need that many. If I had sold them all at one time, I wouldn't even have sewn 20. So I should sew 20 now. And again, it doesn't matter how you press these seams, because nothing touches any other seam except for in the 4-patch. So I'm just pressing one opposite direction. Doesn't matter which way. So that's one set. You this way. I like those blocks. Very nice. Thank you, Michelle. Talking about the squad said lovely. They must be chatting and sewing together. I thought Rose was only talking for Miss Vivian because she, you know, had fallen. They talking and chatting in a chat room and sewing. Okay. Here we go. Sewing these 4 patches. So this is how I had made all my other blocks. I made one block set to make sure everything was cool, and then I started doing them in double pairs, 4 at a time. Don't want to lose my half square triangles. These are the ones I've sewn. I want to put the other ones in here, but I don't know where to put it. I'll put it in my trash because I have no trash. Everything is pre-cut, no trimming, no nothing. So it's in my trash. And then it's easy for me to put them in there from right there. All right. All right. One more 4-patch. Trying to see, I got this white tone on tone. I have to make sure it's on the right side too. Normally, like, I'll come in here and I'll just set a few pieces right side up, but since I didn't have time to do all of that today, I just said we'll figure it out as I'm sewing. Put these up. Okay. All right, press these. And then we get to have fun, fun, fun. We are watching you and Miss Sheila sew, I guess is the word. Got the heart over it. Hi, guess who, Nancy? Welcome, welcome. All right, so our next set of fabrics, I need to get those ready. So we'll start with whatever fabric is on the top. It doesn't matter what you start with. I'm just starting with whatever's on the top. of my stacks. 1, 2, and then we've got this stack. This is a solid piece of African print that has kind of like a jacquard. It's not a jacquard, it's like a sheen on one side. So that's the hardest one to see. Got that one, put it in the bag. And Dorothy is reminding people to make sure you hit the thumbs up button before you leave or as you're leaving, if you haven't already. We really appreciate that. Just pressing half of this seam so the seam allowance is going to lay flat. All right, take the whole stack, rotate it, and we've got to find our next set of fabrics. It's not this one, is it? Nope. We need the ones on the bottom here for this one. Okay, right here in the bag, and keep sewing. Yep, I'm almost through with these blocks. So, and I think I started this Sunday. Let's see, we need this fabric. Okay, so there's like a light gray and then like more of a medium gray. And it's not really a light gray. It's kind of like white and off-white of this swirly fabric with the swirls in it. So, oh my goodness. I just look at it to see which side I like the best, and then sew it. All right. Oops. 1, 2. So you can see how assembly line sewing, it makes the job go faster. I did the 2 blocks in 30 minutes. I mean, I know I'm talking and chatting, but I almost have 4 blocks done in less than I've almost got a round on in less than 10 minutes. Just because if you're doing the same thing in repetition, it's a lot easier because you don't have to remember the process all the time. You're just sewing everything at the same time. But with this one, because I'm matching particular pieces, I didn't want to lay too many out because I didn't have enough room to have stacks for all my different sets. So yeah, so that's why I did 2 sets at a time. Right here. And still sew a half square triangle. Uh-oh. I don't know what I did with the white half square triangle bag because I'm out of white half square triangles. Maybe they're in the box. I only got 1 down here. I got at least 3 more to go for this set of 20. Okay. I had stuff sitting up here on my desk, and then when I move it, when I come live, it's like, okay, where is this? Where is that? It's sitting in this box up there, right there. Right there if I put my pinky down. All right. Turn the whole stack. The last fabric for the first round is being added. Hi, French Seams. Welcome, welcome. Make sure. What are you sewing? A Y seam? No, thank you, Teresa, for telling her that it is a partial seam. It's exactly what it is. We found out the pattern is called Split Cocoon, and it's by GE Design. So you can go to their website and figure out more information from there. I knew where I got it, but for some reason I just never heard the name, and called myself listening twice. But I'm multitasking all the time, so I probably was sitting in the bed watching that and I was working on reading emails and checking people electronic payments for retreat. You know, telling what all I was doing, but I never heard the name. All I heard it referred to was a partial log cabin. Partial seam log cabin. Okay, before I cut those, I'm going to lift this box because I got pieces on there. Trying to see if I dropped them on the floor, like, good time for a water break. They up here somewhere. I had the bag, it was sitting up here, and it was gonna block the board more, so I took it down. It's here somewhere. All right, so we can at least put this back into position. And I could have knocked it onto the floor and just don't know it, but I do have 2-inch half square triangles cut too, so we'll just sew those. Not to be deterred. We'll just have a longer seam. And I got 2 more that goes in this bag, and I'm just gonna put them in the bag and close it so I don't lose any of them, and put it in the box. I need so many 1-inch half square triangles, it's not even funny, so I gotta cut more background anyway, because I definitely don't have enough. Oh, I just sold 2 of them. And this one goes in the bag. Let's see if I got one down at the bottom. So busy looking for my half square, so these go in that bag. I got them by sets because I don't want a duplicate in a block. So that's why I got them bag. I can use a duplicate fabric, but I don't want a duplicate in my block. So that's why I got them separated, in case anyone's wondering. And not just making them. I've already got them sorted as I was cutting. I just went ahead and sorted them since I knew I needed so many half square triangles. And then at my cutting area where I'm still, you know, I'm just cutting more as I see scraps. I'm cutting more. And then I have a board where I've got the sets laid up there. And then I just add them to the stacks as I'm cutting. So I'm not really like touching. I'm needing 20 little 1-inch half square triangles. So I'm not really like laying them out. I just already got piles. So as I cut them, say I cut 10 on one fabric, then I make 10 stacks and put 1 in each stack. So I got stacks on a board where none of the fabrics are repeating. Yep. Now, in the same amount of time that it took for me so yeah, in the amount of time that it took me to do 2 blocks, I've done 4. To this point. So I got more than 15 minutes left to finish the last round, which took me 15 minutes to do just 2 blocks. While I'm chatting and talking, you know, because like I said, these are not, they're not difficult to make. It's just, I'm on a live chat. I'm reading and sewing. Normally I'm just listening either to music or YouTube. Got those sitting over there. I don't know what happened to the, I guess I put the other 2-inch up. Well, that's probably where my bag at, wherever the other 2-inch pieces are. That's where my bag is with my pieces. All right. So we're back to doing those. And then, yeah, so you need to be there. Trying to get the stacks right so I know which fabric I'm pulling first based on what's up on top of the stack here. So yay. Almost done. Well, I say almost, I'm just starting. I'm very optimistic. I try to look at what I've done over what I've not done. Like on Bonnie Hunter, I don't have to piece that border if I don't want to. I will, but I don't have to. I can technically be done, just add a final piece border on row cotton. I mean a final border with no piecing and call it a day, but I will. I got some of it sewed already. That's the only reason I'm saying I will add it. I got some of it added. All right. We're going to press these and sew our next piece on. Now I got a goal to finish it. I didn't have that goal initially. All right. Oh, oops, forgot the half square triangle. Rotate 1/4 turn. And turn this over because it's on the bottom. All right, almost. Teresa says you're welcome. Cynthia Shade is here. Diane 57 came in. It's right where you left it, T. Right, I just moved it right before we went live. It was sitting up here, and I was like, it might get in the way of the board because I knew I was gonna have to take the block off the board. So I thought I just set it on top of the box or in the box, but apparently I didn't. But I know I got some 2-inch finish half square triangles that I sewed that were. So it's with that. All of that I put up. So it'll come back. It'll want to be sewed really soon. It'll come back. All right. I think this is almost half the block once we get these on, because we got 2 more strips to put on, and I guess we got the partial seams, which goes pretty quick too. So oh, it's up here. It's like, where are you? I feel the majority of the pieces I pick up are on the wrong side, because I'm wondering if I took the stack and turned it upside down from when I was cutting. All right. Get to press these. We got 15 minutes. Yes. We're going to be successful. If I stay overtime, it won't be because I'm sewing. We're going to make it happen. She gonna piece that Bonnie Hunter border. Trust and believe. He's so silly. Glory Jean says, my sister-in-law wants a unique t-shirt quilt. She wants to use an entire shirt and is looking for tips. Any suggestions? You can make stuff with the you can make whole t-shirts or whole shirts, even button shirts, if you want. I interface everything when I'm using clothing, because some clothing is thinner than quilting. It just depends. I even lined a sweatshirt. Somebody had given me a sweatshirt because it was a family member that had passed. They had their clothing and they wanted like 5 quilts. So I had like two large tubs of clothes. I interfaced everything just because I didn't want anything to catch a hole. It just helped prevent the fabric, because you don't know how many times it's been worn, how many times it's been washed. So I just interface everything, and it's costly. That's what I would do. And then number 2, if you're sewing it yourself, then you can leave the buttons on the shirts if you've got button items. But if somebody else is quilting it like a long armor, you need to talk to them about that before you make it, so you know whether or not to take the buttons off and you have to put them back on afterwards. Or are you planning on unbuttoning the shirts, having the shirts have a feature to be unbuttoned? We were at a scrap club today, and a lady was making pillows out of shirts. And she left the buttons on the shirts. Just got to flip my stack. She left the buttons on the shirts. And you could actually unbutton the pillow if you wanted to, because she didn't quilt the pillows. But if you're gonna making a quilt, it's got to be quilted somewhere, so you need to decide how it's going to be quilted. And most long armors, if they're using an all-over design, they don't want the buttons on there. Otherwise, you're paying for custom quilting. So it just depends. You can make a quilt out of anything you want, really. Hi, Yolanda. She says her rent is paid. Thank you. Teresa says, I've only made 1 t-shirt quilt, and I can't imagine how to stabilize that much. You just stabilize the shirt. Like if I'm only doing the decals, then I only stabilize under the decals. So I'll cut, say, 16 inches of interfacing, because maybe or 17 inches of interfacing, because maybe I'm cutting my blocks 15.5 inches. That way I've got room on both sides. Because another thing you need to know is that t-shirts, if you're using t-shirts, they're not printed square, and you will know that when you go cut them apart. You can see that they're not centered, so you're not necessarily centering the interfacing. So, and then when I did this other lady's, where it was her, the sister of the brother that had passed, was getting quilts made for everybody in the family. I interfaced everything, even the sleeves, because there were times I had to use the sleeves because I was running out of material. And I knew I was not going to have enough for the number of quilts she wanted, even though it looked like a lot. But when you start cutting stuff, you got to take into account seam allowances and what she wanted. And so I recommended that she go to Joann's and buy novelty prints that represented him. And that helped add some extra fabric into the quilt as well. And she had a lot of white t-shirts, and I didn't want white to take over the entire quilt. Like it just be mostly white with a spot of color. It still had a lot of light spots in it, but it was not, it made it less, because she went to Joann's and bought about 5 or 6 fabrics, about half-yard cuts, and then I was able to implement those in. So yeah, but you can do anything you want now. Just depends on who's got to quilt it. And some people don't quilt their t-shirt quilts, which I don't agree with, but that's a whole nother issue. I'm not going to go into that. Oh, okay. So I likes the idea of stuff flopping around on the quilt. Okay, so then yeah, because you can, that's more of like a collage type quilt. You can start with, say, a muslin base for a square, and then you can make your clothing items fit into that square and leave some of the muslin showing if you want. And then your stuff can just be kind of tacked down on top. It just depends on what you want. You can do whatever you want. Or you don't have to even have a muslin base. You can pick a fabric base, any fabric base. I say muslin because if it's not gonna show, then it won't be as detrimental. But if it's going to show, then maybe you might want to use some printed fabric or something, you know, that's contrast with what you're gonna put on top. Look at me, it's 9:52. We're gonna press this and then we'll be sewing our partial seam. I did this quicker than I did too. Even while I'm running around here trying to find my half square triangles. I was trying to see if they were under here from when I took my table off, but I don't see them. All right. Look at that. We're on our last set of seams. Partial seams. Lana said good night to everybody. I made a long sleeve shirt pillow. The sleeve was buttoned together. She was able to wrap it around her like she was getting hugged. That's nice. All right. This is the final countdown. I don't even have to rush. Look at that. Now, some people don't like partial seams because one reason is because they don't use a full 1/4 inch seam, or they're not consistent in their sewing. And so when it goes to connect, there sometimes can be a little jag where your partial seam is overlapping or trying to meet each other. So some people don't like sewing partial seams. Now that I say that, watch it happens to me. Not that time. We got one more. It's like you curse yourself. But if you know where your 1/4 inch seam, you sew whatever that is, every time, they will line back up. And when it meets, I overlap a 1/4 inch and then I just swing off of it. And I could have broke that there because we're done for right now. It is 9:55. Cut Bernie off. I'm going to put these half square triangles back on top of this pile. Put that up. And we're going to press our partial seams. Diane laughing at me when I was talking about meeting those seams. Say, you better than you know. She laughing out loud. Deborah Holloway is here. So I'm glad I got to catch you before you go off. I was at a line dance party. Yay! We have a line dancer that passed away. Her services are going to be this Saturday, so I'm going to go to that. She was, if you all don't know, I was an urban line dance instructor here in St. Louis area for many years. Had with a group also that we threw a party every November, and so that meant that I couldn't go to Houston. So after I had done that for over 10 years, I decided that I didn't want to line dance anymore because I wasn't able to enjoy traveling for quilting, because all of my traveling was evolving around line dancing, and I didn't want that. If I'm like, I can't even do it for quilting, and they have schedules so packed that I couldn't even visit a quilt shop when I was traveling for line dancing. So I'm like, this don't make any sense when you love quilting more than you do line dancing. So I quit line dancing. Helena Carter is here. Scored some metallic red and metallic teal grunge today for $9 a yard. So that's cool. Awesome. Awesome. I like when I get good deals. And Quilt Girl says, I'm home. Great concert. Absolutely wonderful. Glad you're safe. I got 2 blocks like this just to show you my 4 blocks. We did a total of 6 blocks today. And then I've got 2 blocks like this. So what are the, oh, this rust color is in a swirl. This color is in a swirl. And then this color with the yellow is also in a plaid. So those are the fabrics that you haven't seen from this bundle. Just from what I've shown you already. So yes, I am so glad I'm done. And, oh, I need to put the other ones on top because these 2 were on the wall already sorted. These here I've got the duplicates of. These need to go back on the wall in their place. All right. So I've got all of my blocks done. So all I got to do really is lay out 4. It's going to be a 4x5 because I have 20 blocks. And I am going to lay out 10 blocks. And then once I get those 10 blocks laid out, I'm going to just lay out the next 10 blocks in the same order, just making sure that the first and last fabric blocks don't have the same fabric in them. So it's going to be easy to lay out because I made duplicate blocks. So that's what's going to happen. Glory Jean says, love the colors. Katie Greenland Quilter is here. And Diane says, looks great, T. Yes, thank you, thank you. So we're about to leave. I've had like 2 meals today. I need something. Maybe I'll just do a smoothie or something, put a banana in it or something. I'm going to go fix me something to eat. I'm going to chill because I'm tired. I've only had the 4 hours of sleep, and then I probably got like another hour to an hour and a half of sleep after that. Because then once I wake up to like go to the bathroom or something, I'm conscious of I don't want to oversleep for my live. I did do that once where I just slept right through a time I was supposed to be live. I had my notifications were off on my phone. It didn't, and then my watch, if I'm asleep, it won't give me any notifications because it knows that I'm asleep, so it's not going to interrupt me. It was hilarious. I woke up and I go, well, I guess I missed that live. So we're going to go ahead and end here. Chris says, great job tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'll be back Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's going to be, is it going to be first Wednesday? That means I'll be doing birthday shout outs. So if you have a birthday shout out for the month of October or any time in the year, you can send it early. Just send it to TEA at teaquilts.com. Also, one other thing happened. Jan was not in this chat tonight, and I haven't received an email from her about her mailing address. She won the Spooky and Sweet quilt. So I'm going to pull another number, and I know I'm going to get in trouble later, but I don't know what else to do. And we're going to pull another number because I have not been to the post office to mail these quilts or UPS to mail because I haven't heard from Jan. I heard from Anita. She won the Fat Quarter Bundle. And let's see if I got 90 people in here now. Let's see if I can pull somebody whose name is on this list. And I got all these numbers mixed back in here too. So we may have I need a number less than 58. Well, Nita Scott already won, so I just pulled number 18. Number 18, and number 18 is Winona Mixon. Is she in here? I forgot all about this quilt. I didn't see Winona's name in the chat. I told you all Wednesday, if I didn't hear from the person, that I was going to do another number. And I don't know if Jan F, who won it originally, sent it to the wrong email, but I was very clear about where to send it. People were also putting it in, I put it into the chat thing. It's always in my description box what my email is. So number 26, we done waited a minute. Here's number 26. Number 26 is Sharon Lewis. Is Sharon Lewis still here? Let's see if Sharon is still here. Thank you, Yolanda. Thanks, everybody. Good night, Tracy. I should have mentioned it earlier. I forgot because I happened to look up and see the bag up there. It's like I totally forgot. And Teresa say, "Oh wait, right." Oh my goodness. Trying to give Sharon time. Sometimes I'm on a delay. And we've had about maybe 5 or 6 people leave since I said I was leaving. So let's try another number. You know what? I'm almost wondering if I should just wait and call on Wednesday. What do you all think? Sharon in here talking about, did you call my name? Sharon, do you want the Halloween quilt? She talking about yes. All right, girl, just do me a favor and email me your mailing address. Again, if Jan F watches this upload, I did not see an email from you. I check my spam folders. I don't know what else to do when I tell you where to email and then I don't get that email. So I have gone to the next winner. I checked, and I'm hoping she didn't send it to Teaquilts News because that's not where you contact me. I tell you what my email address is. I can see all my emails. You may not get a response back from me, but I can see every email that you send to my t@teaquilts.com or teaquilts@teaquilts.com. Both of those are my business email addresses. So, okay, we're done. Congratulations, Sharon. I'm trying to give stuff away and I don't want people to be all mad and upset with me, but I don't know what else to do when I've been waiting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days to get somebody's mailing address. And I mentioned that if I don't get it, that I'll be going to the next person. So that's what's happening. Again, I hope nobody has any hard feelings about the drawing. You have to be present to win, and you have to send me your mailing address. I even was nice and went and searched to see if I had a Jan F in my contacts list. I had no Jan F there. I had no Jan F that had ever purchased anything from me before. So I don't know what else to do. I even went out of my way this time trying to make sure she got the quilt, because I normally don't do that. But Kevin talking about is Sharon, drop it like it's hot. When your name gets called for the quilt draw, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. That's Sharon's name. Sharon, drop it like it's hot, Lewis. She may as well go ahead and change her YouTube name. All right. Good night, everybody. I will see you all Wednesday. Bye-bye. Stay safe. Be blessed. And quilt out.